Hey everyone, it's Kerry Jeffrey from Emotional Autoimmunity, and I just wanted to pop in because I've been doing a lot of reflecting and trying to work through my whole experience in hospital and the recovery process that I'm going through and what I'm doing now. So first of all, I am getting much better. Thank you. I've just did my first session with a client. So the first one since returning home, and I am getting better and stronger every day. So what I wanted to pass on to you that I really noticed when I was in hospital, and as I've talked about, there were many things that I had to advocate for myself for my health. So whether that was saying no to a particular drug, or whether it was resisting the wrong diagnosis that they were trying to give me and the path that they were going down, was that every single time that I fell into feeling like a victim, which for me felt like I was giving up my power. So I would either be in tears, crying, feeling overwhelmed, feeling hopeless, feeling helpless, feeling that they wouldn't listen. It just got so much worse. It was almost like I was putting a flashing sign on my head saying, push me more, bully me more, try and break me down more. It made everything worse. It made everything worse for me. But when I got back into my power, and when I just reminded myself that I am a very informed, chronically ill person, I've been living with my condition for nearly 6 years. I've done a heck of a lot of research. I know how my body works. I know exactly why I went into hospital. I had tests. My doctor had rung the hospital to say why I was being admitted. I had all of that evidence on my side. And more importantly, I had the right to advocate for myself. I had the right to say no to drugs and treatment that I did not want or I did not think was going to help me. So for any of you, whether it's at work, and I know a lot of you say that you don't feel you get any of that support at work, or people tend to put you down, whether it's you're seeing a new doctor, whether the current doctor you've got doesn't believe you, all of that sort of stuff. If you want to advocate for yourself, you have got to know that you deserve to be heard. You've got to believe yourself first. Right? These are people who are service providers. They're not gods. They don't know everything. You don't have to know everything. All right? If you go into your doctor's office, if you start crying, if you present any vulnerability or weakness, they're going to be on you like chickens peck other chickens. If you've ever seen chickens with other chickens and one is injured, they'll just keep pecking it to death. Literally. And I saw that happen. I saw that happen to myself in hospital. And when I stopped it and when I just looked at them and just said, no, I know what's going on. I've got information. You need to listen to me. You're going to have a much more effective chance of being heard, right? I know the technical terms because of the study that I've done. When they were telling me that I had this diabetic ketosis or whatever it was, and I knew that I didn't, I just kept hitting back with fact after fact after fact. I used the medical terminology. I said exactly what had happened, and everything that they said I had a counter to. Like, one of their biggest beliefs in terms of why they believe that I ended up with undiagnosed diabetes, and that was why I was in hospital, completely ignoring the fact that I went in there with, a closed up bowel and, all of the other evidence, including blood tests that had been provided. What they thought made this work for them is, one, that my blood was full of ketones. Not understanding that I've been for the past almost 6 years not on a standard Australian diet. I've been eating some version of AIP, paleo, keto, low carb keto. That's how I eat. I was not burning off sugar as they believe we should. I was using my own fat. So I was generally in a state of ketosis, which is why there were ketones in my blood. So that was the first thing, evidence that they believed gave them the right to ignore the evidence and go down this other track. The other thing that they used was this aggregated blood test, which is supposed to show your average blood sugars over a 3-month period. And as they said to me, well, we believe that's a lay down misere. That's the proof that we need. We have all the evidence that we need. And I said, no, that is not correct, because for the past 3 months, I've been on a gradual downhill slide that led to how you see me now, anorexic, completely dehydrated, blood sugars, blood chemistry all over the place in the state that I'm in. It's taken me 3 months to go from that bowel blockage starting to the point where I couldn't eat, to the point when I could not eat enough that my body started to eat itself, which is why I ended up in hospital. So you are not measuring the average of my normal state of health. And my normal state of health is that I am a very healthy, chronically ill person. So I just kept going in with those facts, strong, speaking out, using the terminology, talking to them as a person. And don't be afraid to show your outrage. Don't be afraid to show your anger. Don't be afraid to tell them they've got it wrong. Okay? They are just people like you and me. And in many cases, we have the more up-to-date information about testing, about our conditions, about all of that. The minute you start crying, the minute you start feeling like a victim, they are just going to press you harder and harder and harder. You have a right to say no. You have a right to stand up for yourself. You do not have to take the drugs and the treatments that they recommend. Okay, so please remember that when you're in any form of self-advocacy. Don't let them win. Don't let them beat you down. If the people at work don't get it, it doesn't matter they don't get it. You can assert yourself. Go to HR if you need to and say, I have this chronic autoimmune condition. It affects my energy and how I am on a day-to-day basis. It is real and it exists, and I'm not going to be discriminated against for that. It's none of their business. Don't be afraid to stand up and advocate for yourself. Don't be afraid to tell people off when they're being rude, the same as if they're asking inappropriate questions about your relationship or anything like that. You don't have to take bad treatment, okay? So when you're advocating for yourself, the most important thing, don't show them. Don't show them any weakness. Don't show them any tears. Don't become a victim. You deserve to be respected. You deserve to be heard. You deserve to be supported, okay? I hope that's been useful to you guys. I'm doing really well. Thank you very much for all of the support. I'm getting better every single day, and I'm looking forward to getting back to work again next week. I've got some discovery sessions already booked in. So if you are struggling with self-advocating, if you are struggling with the emotional side of chronic illness, please remember you can get that free discovery session with me. Book it in. I would love to meet you. Let's talk about your issues. Let's talk about the skills that I can help you learn. And I'm telling you now, guys, the only thing that got me through that experience was all of the skills and all of the changes and all of the mindset stuff that I have used and applied over these years. Otherwise, I hate to think what would have happened to me. I'm going to go and have some lunch. Thank you so much. Love to everybody, and bye for now.